sunk an enemy destroyer.
Hey team, this is Rip here because you're doing fantastic today. Got a fun video with the Navarin, and if you don't know, this ship was available for doubloons or something that you could purchase. I don't know if it's still available. Let me know if it is, but man, oh man, I looked at the stats, and I'll put it up on for you. So at Tier 9, this battleship has the highest hitting DPM that I have seen so far, unless I'm wrong from the recording of this video. Let me know, but holy crap, and an Unbreakable. This ship is a beast. I'm telling you, it's redonkulous. It's incredible, and my gosh, before we get a like, subscribe button below. Appreciate all the supporters of the channel. You see value what we're doing here, let us know and help us out. And we can, again, thank you for supporting us and growing the channel and having fun about setting ships, shooting ships, and learning and making friends at the same time. So the Navarin, it's Tier 9 Soviet. It's got Kuznetsov on it. It's ridiculous. It's got all the perks that you definitely need. It's got a weird gun setup. It's got 12 guns, but they're in the 360 kind of turrets. But they're the back two turrets, if you can notice, they have really horrendous angles. But it's really not the bread and butter of this thing. This thing has over 18 secondary guns, and they have a 10% fire chance, and it's got the highest hitting DPM ever. And you're going to see how many fires we light with this thing. It is literally another form of a juggernaut. Now, if only this thing had Valparaiso heals and gimmicks and everything, man, this thing would be unstoppable because with the secondary builds and then the hitting, the DPM of it, and also the, I would say, survivability, man, this thing is a tank. And, of course, it's a Soviet battleship. These things are designed to tank, and you can see really it can just nose in and just secondary the crap out of people, and it can just sit there, tank, and use heals, and it's got that quick damage con, as you can see at the bottom there. These the Soviet-style fast damage control team, we can put out fires really quick, but really what I've seen, the strategy, if you just now starting to try out this new mode of Unbreakable line, which I definitely recommend. If you like brawling, you like the old school style of World of Warships, this is the mode for you. No submarines, no CVs. The downside is no Tier 10, but Tier 9's fun as well. And what I've noticed the strategy really is to win these games is find the cap and just hold it. Literally nose in, get a secondary battleship, and just hold, and see how long you can last in one position and literally just stop. I almost stopped to maybe quarter speed, just throwing them, going back and forth, and just holding a position. And I've noticed it really does throw off the enemy team because they don't know what to do. I mean, they're all dying, and they have to respawn, and it takes them a while to come back, even with the buffs and everything. But if you can hold a position, really what you're doing is buying time for your team to get back into the fight, and at the same time dealing damage and keeping the cap from being taken and ticking up points. And I've noticed I've won the majority of games literally just by stalling the enemy. I'm really relying on my teammates to kind of get back in the fight, because I've noticed my team dies a lot. But if I don't die, I can really just hold this position for the longest time possible. I've noticed I've come out on top for a majority of the games, and really, it is such a hard time to dislodge a battleship that's holding a spot, especially nose in, with this amount of secondaries and firepower. Man, it is incredible. Even the Valparaiso kind of has that similar kind of gimmick, but it doesn't have the firepower. It's really just designed to see how long can I make my heals last, where really, that doesn't really help your team in the long run. Yeah, you can sit there and hold, but you got to be able to deal damage as well. I think Navarin, man, does it live up to the stats right now of having the highest hitting DPM possible? We are getting such wild numbers in this game. You're going to see how many fires we start. We're already up to 5 fires. Look at the main batter gun, 68 mil pin, and that's why I'm just using HE right now. 42% fire damage, and look at that power, man. It pins almost everything on the map. And really, and look at the guns traverse so quickly because they're kind of like that 360 design for the back two turrets. And now what I'm doing is just holding and selecting another guy to burn down as well. And you can see right there, I mean, we're not doing, significant heavy damage, but we're just sitting here holding the position and seeing what the enemy does. 170 secondary hits already. And let's see, you're going to just see it tick up even more. Look, we're just sitting and holding this position behind this particular island that helps us avoid torpedoes. But the cool thing is there is no destroyer in this match. So really, this is old school World of Warships where it is strictly just cruisers and battleships having a blast. Look at these guys pushing. This is awesome. I love this mode, man. It really opens up the different play styles, different tactics, the actual teamwork, moving together in formation, figuring out what works best, who do we focus on, where do we maximize guns, where to point the guns, where to put just torpedoes, how to avoid torpedoes. Man, oh man, it's a blast. I'm telling you. All right, one guy goes, okay, thank goodness right there. Zeton taking out 2 people right off the bat. Way to go. Now, again, I'm still holding this corner spot because they got to come around that island at Bravo. And, man, my secondaries, although they don't have the greatest of range, I mean, 11.3, not bad. That's like a standard range, kind of like Massachusetts kind of range, Ohio kind of range. Not bad. Man, oh man, look at this room. Look how fast he's going. I really did not lead that shot. Look at how fast this guy's moving with those boosts. I totally woofed that shot right there. And hopefully this last salvo hits him. Yeah, there it is. The last salvo gets him and starts a fire. 13 fires so far, ladies and gentlemen. Another one. Here we go. And we're getting secondaries firing on both sides of the ship. Love this mode, man. You got secondary. Literally, the gunners are going to be busy working overtime. Another fire going on right there. And I see we got the Bismarck trying to push in. Again, this mode encourages brawling so much. That's why you got to, you know what? The team's going to come to you, so you really don't have to push forward. You can really hold a cap and do what I'm doing right here with the Navarin. Notice my health is still high up. I still got my damage con, still got my heals. And now I'm just really capping the spot right here, doing a destroyer kind of roll here. I cap the spot, and now I'm going to hold and see how long I can last. Kind of like King of the Mountain kind of thing. I said, man, you should really call this King of the Mountain. This is really, really fun. All right, Bismarck is our primary target. So notice the amount of secondary. Man, we started 2 more fires. We're already up to 17 fires right there, ladies and gents. And then here we go. We're going to fire another salvo of the main guns. I'm showing a little bit more broadside now. This is a little bit risky here. Showing a little bit more broadside to get all 12 guns on to target. It doesn't matter where I hit this guy. I'm going to do some kind of secondary hit damage here. I'm sorry, fire damage, maybe. The 68 mil pin is really tough if you don't get... If I'm hitting the turrets, it's not going to do much. Maybe the nose, the bow, and maybe the superstructure are the best spots for me right there. But it doesn't matter. My secondaries are still firing right there. We're getting some nice fire damage right there. And look at that shot right out the bow. Look at that. Man, these guns are terrible dispersion. Some of the worst dispersion for the main batter guns, but again, the bread and butter of this ship is really the secondaries. All right, me and the Zeton are going to back up, and we're holding our hair. Look at this. We actually are working together and maximizing our guns and seeing how long we can hold, and boom, he goes down. Bismarck is down for the count. Backing up again, let's see who is pushing in next. We got the Pommern. Man, the Pommern is a powerful ship as well. I actually tried that out. The Rupert and the Pommern are still king of secondaries. They do very, very well. I would say almost in this mode, probably comparable to Los Andes. Los Andes, although has the higher caliber guns, I've noticed the DPM is questionable. I think they just, I don't know. I know they nerfed the Los Andes and Los Andes and maybe the Libertad on certain aspects. It's mostly just rudder stuff and position and just maneuverability, but the Los Andes without the commander kind of buff, if you will, doesn't really... Ooh, we took a nice Citadel hit right there. The DPM is just not as powerful as I would think it'd be. I mean, the Palmer and Rupert are just doing just the same amount of damage, so I don't know. I've had better games in the Navarin than the Los Andes, so it's just how you really play it in position, and I don't know. Maybe it does better with that commander. I don't know if those... I don't know. Guys, let me know if the commander perks actually activate in this mode, because I can't seem... Because they don't record, like, ribbons for Kraken or anything, and I don't think the commander builds are actually activated as well. Because I've noticed I didn't get Kuznetsov's, damage con when I'm about to die. It doesn't activate, so I think the commander perks don't work as well. More of the passive ones work, not the actual, commander gimmicks. Look at this. We're holding 3 guys right here, right in front of us, and we're just nosing in, just seeing how much I can tank. We're at 1.4 million potential damage here. Secondaries are still firing. 19 fires right now. There's a torpedo. We're using some of this island cover to avoid some torpedo hits. But we got Alpha Bravo Captain. Now we're just literally just holding, seeing how long can we last. This is so fun. All right, we got secondaries firing from the left on the Azuma or Vaizama. I don't know how to pronounce that one. Yeah, Vaizama's getting shot. Ooh, he has a nice broadside shot on us. We got to literally kill this guy fast before he blasts us. Not after we fire one at the Analt here. Let's see, we'll fire one salvo from the front gun. We'll switch to the Vaizama. There's a fire start on him. Let's see if we can get another fire on this guy. All right, back battery turrets firing there. And do we get another fire? And we get another 2 fires. Look at that. And he's burning down like a match. All right, let's see if we can burn him down completely. And he goes down. There it is. Splash 2. 223,000 damage. 1.8 million potential. We are juggernauting here, ladies and gents. And let's see here. Guns firing on both sides here. Let's see if we can get... Oh, my gosh. Palmer. This is why this is fun to see the guys actually pushing. Let's see what the Palmer's going to do. right off the bat. And front turret firing right into his superstructure right there. We get another fire. He is still burning. Here come his torpedoes. So we're going to have to switch the rudder, smash it in left, and try to mitigate as much as possible, getting those left turrets to start firing on this guy. And let's scare. Priorities now the annulled because Palmer's about to die. Yep, he's about to die. We're not before we take a torpedo. I'm going to save the damage con until we get a flooding. Yep, we take it right there, and we survive that push right there. Now let's see if we can get annulled. Holy crap, we're at 28 fires, ladies and gents. And there it is, 28 fires. We win. We hold both positions. And just by doing that little number right there, we hold and had fun. So, yeah, try it out, guys. Navarin is so freaking powerful. And let's take a look at the stats. I'll tell you, like, 28 fires, 772 secondary hits. And, yeah, we were doing a bulk of the damage right there. Look at this, 65,000 secondary battery hits and 112,000 in fires. Holy crap, 2.1 million potential damage, and we were holding the brunt of the force. We took 86,000 damage on this player on the Bismarcks, and everything else was just fire damage. Isn't that incredible? Wow, this is a fun mode. Try out the Navarin if you have it. It is super fun and a blast. But as always, before we leave, like, subscribe, bell button below. If you see me out there, make sure you say hello, and thank you guys for supporting the channel. We'll see you soon. Cheers.